There we go. There we go. Just go to grab the gloves. Hello everybody. Just trying to find my timer here because my other one is broken. I hope we're all well. We're going to do a nice sweaty station today. I for one am looking forward to this because my legs are sore. So we're going to stretch it out. We're going to do a nice combination of all sorts of cardio and core. And we're going to also put in some weight work. So if you have a kettlebell or your weights, you're going to need them for a single arm row, which is this one that we do. And you're also going to need it for a shoulder press. Get your mat out as well. Open some windows. It's an absolute scorcher today. Get your water ready, and in about 30 seconds we will get started with our warm-up. Welcome to all the new members. Again, as always, if you have any questions after the workout, jot them into the comments below, and myself or Emmett will answer them as soon as possible. So get yourself ready now, and we will get ready to start. We have a few more people on. Sure this is a position where you can see me. If you have music, put it on, put it up loud, but just make sure you can still hear me. There we go. I'm going to put this forward. Sorry, excuse my hands. There we go. Good stuff. As always, only do these classes if you are in good physical health and are not in any way injured. When you're ready, we'll bring it onto the toes and we're just going to jog it out. So keep the knees nice and soft. Go at your own pace. It can be a light, slow jog. Just get your heart rate going and let's wake our body up and tell it that it's going to tree. Knees a wee bit higher if you have. And find that pace increasing a little bit. Bring it to jogs. If this isn't difficult, you're simply going to move it to this as an alternation for your jack. I'm making up words today. Forward and back, strides. Back to jacks. And back to your jog. Continue to jog. You just go to the door here. Jogging it out. See? Hey there. And slow it down. Nice big movements now with the arms forward. Deep breaths. And back. Stretch the arms out and back. So we'll do 3 of these. And then we're going to go in a diagonal. 3 each side. When you've done that, widen the legs a little bit, soften the knees, and you're going to rotate the pelvis, keeping the heels planted on the ground. Get that lower back moving, nice and slow. Keep the core nice and tight here. and change direction. Try and keep the feet on the floor. Now, bringing it down into squat position. So you're going to push the bum as close to the floor as you can. Keep that chest nice and tall. Hold it there for a few seconds and then push up through. Careful, now this is tight. If you've done a lot of walking over the weekend, you might feel like this is sore here. So this is a great stretch for the legs. We'll go low, and you should find that you go a little bit lower this time, and then you're going to push up through again, nice and slow and safe. And we'll do one more. We're going to go low again. And I'm going to bring it up one more time, simply because my right hamstring is in knots here. So I'm going to push it up through one more time and try and loosen that out. Now bring it back down to your squat position again. Use your elbows and just gently rotate those hips. Put it into a plank position. Careful moving here. And you're going to straighten here first and then bring the foot up to the hand. So again, we're still mobilizing all the joints that we're going to need for the training session, but we're also stretching out. And remember that if you do find that you're tight and that you do need a good stretch, Emmett's Saturday morning stretch is available for you on this page. You just have to go down and look. And he's a qualified Pilates instructor, so his stretch sessions are absolutely brilliant. And you can watch those at any time. And one more. Well done. Now bring it down onto your side. We're going to put our hand out in front, our top leg at a 90-degree angle. Hands rotate forward and back. Let's do 6 each side. And when you've done that at your own pace, swing it around to the other side or just flip it over. I'll just do this so that I can see facing the camera. And again, if you can do it keeping this knee on the floor and you've got that mobility, well done. If not, let the body rotate, it's okay. And then bring it onto our back, and we're going to put our 2 feet in towards our bum cheeks, and we're going to do 12 straight up and down, or you can do 6 each side if you want to really stretch the hips. Push that pelvis towards the ceiling and squeeze the bum at the top of that movement. And when you're done, bring it back up, grab a quick drink, because it is warm, and we will start our workout. So, we're going to start with squat. So you can do the squat with or without the weight. I'll show that both ways whenever we are going through it. We're going to go down then onto the floor to a mountain climber. I'll show you variations for that as well, because I'm aware there's a few new people in the group, and we'll always just show you all the different modifications to make sure that you can join in safely from home. We're going to do a lunge then again with or without the weight. Then we're going to the floor for a sit-up. We're going to flip over into a press-up. We're then going to do a total body extension just to get the cardio going again. Back to the single arm row, lying onto the floor for a flutter kick. We're going to do some lateral lunges and squat thrusts, and we're going to finish off the set with a really lovely shoulder press and bicycle crunch. So if you have a kettlebell, grab it. If you're using 2 weights or two barbells, that's fine as well. I'm just going to set this here for myself. Right, so when you're ready, we're going to squat. Technique for squatting, I know some of you know this already, but it does no harm to remind ourselves. Knees are soft, pelvis is squared, we're sitting back down into that squat, keeping the chest tall. Hands go towards the ceiling or are here if you're holding the weight, and you push up through the legs. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So if you're using the weight, you're going low, but you keep the chest tall. And you push up through the legs. You should really feel that on your quads. Push it up through, squeeze the bum at the top. Knees are strong, pelvis is strong, core is tight. Again, keep going with that. If you are new to the group and you're not just quite sure of your technique here, go to a seat. There's a sofa behind me here. Sit back as if your bum is about to touch it and push up through. So find yourself then learning the technique that you need. Hands can go towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and time. Well done. We're going to go now onto the floor for our mountain climber. I'm going to do this off the mat. Be careful if your mat is on a laminate floor because it can be slippy. And we're going to go into a plank position here. Knee comes in, nice and slow and controlled. Watch how my bum stays low. I'm not at this crack, I'm here. And my arms are working as well as my core. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're here, plank, pelvis tucked forward, knee comes in. Find your own rhythm. Make sure those hands are below the shoulders. Keep going with that. If you're new again to this exercise, you're going to go onto a higher surface. Keep it straight and bring the knees up towards your chest while keeping the back nice and straight. If you want to progress further, do a cross body. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see though I'm adding a little bit of bounce here, I'm not jumping about. Nearly there. 3, 2, and 10. Well done. Bring it back up onto your feet. And we're going to lunge. So with the lunges, again, you can, if you want to progress, use the weight, okay? If you're not using the weight, decide whether you're going to go forward or back. Forward, legs are like train tracks. Step down, forward slightly, and down, and push up through this leg. Switch. Breathe out. You can go back the way as well. Again, you go down into a lunge, not back. So you step slightly back and down. Okay, whichever one you're going to do, think about it and decide, and let's get going. So, the trick to the lunge is to stay train track apart with your feet. If you cross the leg over here, you'll find that you're going to hurt your hip, but you'll also find that your balance will go whoosh. I prefer a forward lunge. Again, look at how I'm stepping down. With the lunges, people take a big step back, and then they go down, and you have no way of getting back up other than this. That's how you hurt yourself. You lunge down. Don't let that knee hit the floor. And you go down and up. So whether your legs are going backwards or forwards, and as long as you're lunging and whatever suits you, that's fine. 3, 2, time. Well done. Let's go down onto the floor now for a sit-up. Again, those of you who are with us quite a while will be sick listening to me saying the same thing, but unfortunately, that's how we do it even in the gym. If you're in the gym training with us for years and years and years, you'll hear the same instructions over and over again. That's how we keep you safe, and that's how you get stronger. So with your sit-up, again, you start with your back flat on the floor. Legs can be here, and your head and shoulders are already off the floor before you start. So when you go up into your sit-up and back down, you only come as far as here. You never go back to here. Beginners, hands are on the thigh, head and shoulders are up, and then you contract the tummy, which makes your arms move up and down. You don't move your arms, your tummy moves your arms. Everybody else, go to here, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, watch this move. For the beginners, hands are here. Make your hands move by contracting your tummy. Don't just push your hands up and down. Your shoulders shouldn't really move. Everything is stationary and holding solid except your core. Up, down. So my stomach is making everything else move here. If I'm in this position, it's the same. My head and shoulders are not moving. My stomach contracts. My core does all the work, and it pulls my head and shoulders towards my knees. If you're really advanced and you want to smash it this morning, go for it. You have 5 seconds. Let's go. And time. So with these exercises, decide which one you're going to do before we start and go for it. Ignore the fact that I go from one to the other. Obviously, I'm trying to cater to you all. Flipping it over now. Forward press up. If you're incredibly advanced and you're training a long time and you know you have the strength to do it, go off your toes. Pelvis is tucked forward. You go low and you push back up again. Most of us, especially us women, we're safer on the knees. Hands are below the shoulders. Elbows are going back towards the door behind you or the wall behind you, and you're going to push your chest forward and you're going to push up through the palm of your hands. So your nose is going beyond your hands and your chest is going towards where your hands are. So imagine there's a line between your two hands and that's where your chest is going to, not your head, your chest. I'll show you this first of all. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, my chest is going between my hands, everything gets pushed up in one movement. My core stays really tight. I don't let my pelvis collapse. I don't let myself, I can go to the floor and push it all up in one go. But I don't let my back bend as I do this. Now this, if this is impossible for you, go to here and hold a plank. Tuck that pelvis towards your chin. It's a weird one, I know, but it does work when you think about it like that. And core is really strong and really tight. And that will prepare your body and your shoulders for the press up. 3, 2, 1, and time. Bringing it back up onto your feet. And we're going to get some more cardio and now with a total body extension. So with a total body extension, we start with our hands are going up, hands go back, and we jump as we raise the hands. So it's this. So find yourself your own rhythm. If you've got music on, go to the beat, as long as it's not the Venga Boys or something ravey that you're listening to. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hands go up, hands go back, body goes up, hands go back. Again, for a beginner, take out the jump, stretch to the ceiling, hands go back, knees bend, stretch, and that in itself is a cardio move. When you get the swing of that, go to the tiptoes, up to the tiptoes, and eventually you'll find yourself adding the jump. Make sure those knees are soft when you land. If you're landing, 10 seconds, if you're landing and you're locking your knees, you're going to hurt yourself. So keep it nice and controlled. Soft knees. 3, 2, and time. Well done. We're nearly there. Okay, so you're going to pick up your weight now. If you've got a dumbbell, that's fine as well. If you don't have a weight, grab a can of beans. Grab anything at all that has a wee bit of weight, a bag of sugar, anything at all, a jar of jam, whatever you have. And you're going to set it down. So we're going to put our left foot beside the weight. Hang on, I'll move back for you. That should be better. Okay, so left foot here, right leg goes back. We're going to lean forward onto this leg with our left arm. We're going to reach for that weight. And we're going to bring that weight back towards our pocket and then down towards our foot, but not back onto the floor. Just the length of your arm. Do not let your shoulder dip here. Watch this. You come to here. Shoulder stays back in the same spot and only goes to here. So your core really is nice and tight and engaged. Get yourself in position. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So our foot beside the weight. Safe, stable position. Core tight. Lift the weight. Bring it back to your pocket. Push it towards your leg. Back to the pocket. So do you see how my back is quite flat here? And my shoulder blades now are squeezing together here at the top. When I push it back towards the floor, watch my shoulder. I don't let it drop. I keep it here. So wherever you start, it's the same as a sit-up. Wherever you start is where you go back to. And that's how you keep yourself safe. You have 10 more seconds, guys. Pull it to the pocket, back towards the toe. Keep that all nice and controlled. Your core should be really tight here. 3, 2, and carefully set that down and bring yourself back up to standing before you do anything else. Next move, we're going back onto the mat with our flutter kick. Love this move. So, flutter kick is here, like this, okay? So if you know what you're doing, there's where you go. For beginners, head and shoulders are up, knees are in a 90-degree angle here, hands are by your side, and you're going to strengthen out or lengthen out the legs and crisscross them over the top. Your back should stay flat on the floor. If your back begins to arch, your legs need to be lifted. When you're strong enough, you'll be able to do it flat like this, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So start legs up here and see how low you can go before your back begins to arch. So I can go to here, that's fine, because I'm doing it a long time, and I've got a strong core. But there's some days I'm going to bring it to here because if my back is doing too much work, maybe my body's tired. If you're here and it's still arching your back, bring it to there. As long as you're moving nice and slow and controlled, keep the legs nice and straight, but soften at the knees. We're not locked, we're here. Cross them over each other. 3, 2, and tight. Again, it doesn't matter what height you do that at. If you're doing it at the height that suits your body is working just as hard as anybody else's, okay? Now, let's go back up onto our feet. And we're going to do a lateral lunge. So, 2 ways of doing this. So, get yourself here, soft knees. And you're going to push that bum back towards the back of your leg, if that makes sense. So you're going back and down, keep that chest tall, up and down each side. Be very careful here. Bring the legs in a wee bit if you have to. You're just stretching down. You're stretching the hamstrings and the groin and the hips, so getting a nice stretch as well. You can do it like that, or you can step it back if you want to progress it a little bit. Okay? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, I'm going to show you an variation as well. Back and down. Keep the chest tall. 2, 1, 2. Really strengthen out that leg. Or stationary here, down and up, down and up. Now, keep going. If for whatever reason you have issues with lateral movement, perhaps the pelvic floor isn't very strong, simply do back and down. This move is a great substitute for any of these lateral movements. So your leg goes back and down. Keep going, a few more seconds, nearly there. 3, 2, and 10. Well done. Last thing now, we're going to go to our shoulder press, and then we're going to finish on the floor with our bicycle crunch. So, if you have 2 weights here, and you're using your barbells, plant your feet, soft knees, square pelvis, tuck that pelvis towards your chin, shoulders are back, hands start at your shoulders with your elbows forward, and you're going to push the 2 weights up to the ceiling, elbows low, see how they stay forward, up and down. If like me today you're going to use kettlebell, exact same thing, plant, knees, pelvis, core tight, push up through, let your arms slap off your ears, elbows in front as you come down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So my knees are soft, my pelvis is engaged, my core is nice and tight, and I'm going up and down with my elbows facing forward, back to here, up towards the ceiling, and back down. If you find that your back begins to arch, split your stance. So instead, you've got your leg forward, but you're still moving up. It just takes the pressure off the back a little bit. And make sure that when you go back, watch me, when your hands go up, they don't go here, you'll hurt your back, they go here. Okay? Up towards the ceiling, and your arms are beside your ears. That's a good gauge of where you should be. Let's go another 2 reps. Breathe out. And last one. Well done. And we're going to go onto the floor to finish this round with a lovely bicycle crunch. Now, you all know I love the bicycle crunch when it's done properly. So, what you often see on Instagram or wherever it has been, maybe a different gym or maybe somewhere you've been before, or maybe just doing it yourself, people think the bicycle crunch is all fast and furious. It's not. You're starting here, your back is flat, your hands are by your temples, and you're pushing your elbow towards the ceiling, and your knee is coming across towards the armpit. So it shouldn't touch unless you're really flexible, which I'm not, and you're coming to here. And then you swap over, and as you do this, your heel goes towards the wall in front of you, and the elbow goes towards the ceiling. No rocking, nice and controlled, slow, strong movement. Let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'm here. I'm pushing my foot out, I'm bringing my knee back in. I bring that elbow towards the ceiling, and my armpit towards my knee as much as I can. If you find that your back is arching, lift the leg higher. Watch me again. My leg's going high. If you're advanced and you can, go for here. Push that heel towards the wall. Come on, keep going now, whatever one you're doing. Keep your control in your core. Don't rock too much. Your limbs are really the only thing that's moving here. Your back and your core should all be flat on the floor. 3, 2, and time. Hold the knees, rock yourself back up, and carefully bring it to stand. Well done. That's round 1 done. So we're going to do that again after we have a wee quick break. Are we all okay? Be sure to say hello to me in the comments afterwards. And as I already have said, if you have any questions at any time, drop them into the comments. Sometimes if you send messages privately, either to the page or to myself or Emmett, they might end up in a request folder, and I often find that I can find it 2 or 3 weeks later, and I feel really bad then because people think I'm ignoring them. Please don't do that. So just drop the message, unless it's something very, very personal, drop the message into the comments, because there's a good chance that if you're thinking it, at least 4 others in the group are thinking the same thing. So don't be afraid to ask, and there is no such thing as a silly question. We're going to run that section again now. A wee bit faster this time because I won't be stopping and starting as much. A reminder again to those of you who are new in the group, when you start your movement, you continue with that exact movement for the time that I call you. If you see me changing what I'm doing, don't follow me, don't copy me. I'm trying to show everybody a variation. So think about what you're going to do before you sit down on that mat or before you start into that standing movement. Know which one you're doing. So am I doing a jumping jump like this, or am I doing this one? Choose it and do it for the time period. We're going to go through that again. If you want to do it a 3rd time, if you're full of motivation today, that's fine. When you're watching this back, go back to the start of the 2nd one again, and after the 2nd one now, I'll do a cool down with this as well, okay? So let's go back to where we were at the start, and let's get squatting. So again, with or without the weight, if you have the weight in your hand, and you make sure your knees are far apart, your back is nice and strong, your pelvis is tucked, and you're going low by keeping the chest up, and you push up through the knees. Okay, so I'm going to do it without this today because, as I said, no, my hamstrings are sore. So, well, you're going to have to wait because I'm working. Joys of working from home, guys, huh? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. We're going to squat down, and we're pushing our hands towards the ceiling, and our bum comes back up and squeezes at the top. Keep going. So find whichever one you can do. If you've got a weight, fair play. Just keep that chest tall. If when you go low, the weight brings you forward, drop that weight, correct that posture, and go with that instead. When I say to keep your chest tall, keep going. Imagine that there's a camera right here, and as you're going up and down, you're trying to film me or whatever's in front of you. And if you find that as you squat, the camera's going to see the floor, your chest is not tall, so you have to bring it back up. It's a good way to keep in mind that you need to keep your chest forward. 3, 2, and time. Well done. Going to the floor for a mountain climber. Again, I'm not going to do it on the mat because that will slip and slide. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hands are below my shoulders. I start in a plank. I bring my knee in to the chest. Core is tight. Pelvis is tucked. Bottom is low. And we go for it here. If you want to add speed, go ahead. Just be careful of the knees that you don't lock them out. Bring it across to the other elbow if you really want to be a bit more progressed today. Or nice and slow and controlled. Keep it nice and tight. Make sure that core is really tight. Imagine that someone's going to poke you in the tummy as you're doing this. Would you be able to stay up? If your core is tight, you should. 3, 2, and time. Bring it back up onto your feet. And let's lunge. So again, think about what you're about to do. Are you going to do a forward lunge? Down and up. Or are you going to go back? Down and up. Decide, stick to it, and let's go. Hang on, sorry. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So I'm going to go forward, down, and up. Be very careful that you don't whack the knee off the floor. Sore. I do like doing it. And it's easily done. Keep the feet train apart, keep the chest tall. Again, that camera is on your chest. You're filming me or whoever's in front of you, and you don't want to see the floor. Lots of reps here, keep going, that's it. So this should get you a wee bit out of breath. It's definitely taking mine away this morning. 5 more seconds, guys, you can do this, come on. And time, well done. Bringing it now back onto the floor for a sit-up. Again, think about your movement. Which one are you going to do? Are you a beginner? If so, where are your hands? Your hands are on your thighs, okay? And you're crunching to move it up and down. If you're at this a while, this is your basic crunch. Nice and simple, easy to do. If you want to really extend and you want to come up and down, that's fine, as long as you have the core strength to do the work without hurting your back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Beginners, head and shoulders up, hands here. Up we go. And you know what? I actually find this one not easy at all. This is just as difficult as any of the other variations you'll see. If you're doing this correctly, you don't need to progress. You can stay here forever and crunch that tummy. And nothing's moving except from here to here. I'm squeezing everything up and down. Everything's stationary. If I want to go further, I just make sure again that it's not my shoulders and my neck that are working, that it's my core. And also just 3, 2, 1, and 10. You should always imagine that there's a golf ball between your chin and your chest. Let's flip it over into our push-up. Now again, before I start this, if there's anyone who needs to do the plank, go onto your forearms, shoulders and elbows are in line. Bring the pelvis forward, bum squeezed, straight line from your shoulders to your heels. That's the other thing you can do now instead of this. Or you can do it off a counter, which I'll show in a second. So your hands are below your shoulders, knees back, dip that pelvis now, make sure you've got your straight line, core is nice and tight, and you're bringing the chest down towards the hands and back up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So your push up, down, push up through the elbows. It's an elbow move. You're working the elbow and the biceps and the triceps here. Everything is tight. Now, another trick if you're starting, go to the floor, lift your hands a half an inch, and then push everything up in one go. Do that again, watch me. Down and up. But everything has to come up and down together. And up. 10 seconds to go. You can do it. Come on, keep going. Or we go hovering and push up 3. That's where you find your shoulders will start to burn. 3, 2, and stretch the arms back. Well done. Bring it back up onto your feet. And we're going to do our total body extension. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, arms up, and back, and jump. So again, find your own rhythm here, nice and slow, or go with some plyometrics and really go to time. If you've got music, keep going. If you've got music playing, use the rhythm of the music. Have fun with this move. Up and down. Halfway already. Soft knees as you land. Last 10 seconds, come on, push it out now, guys. 3, 2, and time. Well done. So, grab your weight. And this time, we're going to set it down and we're going to put our right foot beside it. Oh, here we go. Step back, lean onto that right knee, left hand, shoulder is strong. I start here. I pull it back, I go back to here. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, I start here. I go to here, I go back to here. So many people dip the shoulder here, watch me. People do this, and you're going to hurt yourself doing that. So please Keep everything really tight. This is a single arm row, but you're working your shoulders. Your shoulder blades are really squeezing at the top. Your core should be really tight. Your hamstrings here at the back of your legs should also be working, because this leg is keeping you up. And your balance is really challenged here as well. And you've only got 5 seconds left. Come. 3, 2, and 10. Bring it back and set the weight aside, down onto the floor for our flutter kick. As I say 1,000,000 times a week, your legs, sorry, your back will determine where your legs go. If your back arches, your legs go higher. If your back is flat and strong, go as low as you can until it arches. 3, 2, 1. Let's flutter. Soft knees, extended legs, flat back. Hands can be by your side. Some people like to keep their hands here. Better for balance here. If it's too low, bring it up. Find your own height. Your body will tell you where it is safe to work. Now, if you're doing this and you're just doing an upside down dance, no point. You have to extend it a little bit. There should be a tightness here. And you should feel that core really screaming at you now. A few more seconds. 3, 2, and 10. Brilliant. Bring it back up onto your feet. We're nearly there now, guys. We're going into our lateral lunge. Again, which one are you going to do? Are you stationary and doing this in this small movements? Or are you going to step in and back, in and back? Decide. And then go with that one. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I prefer to move, so I sit back into it and down and keep my chest tall. Remember your wee camera. And up. Find that rhythm again. If you have music playing, use it. You can also simply extend the legs here, lean back and down, keep the chest tall. You might find that if you have poor hip mobility, that this is an easier version. Or go back and down here. And you can do it. 3 more seconds. Let's set. Well done. Excellent. So, we're going to go, oh, I forgot about this one the last time. Oh, well, we'll do it now. We're going to go into a squat thrust. I did forget this in the last round. Apologies for that. You'll not be asking me or giving out in a few seconds. Once is probably enough. We're going to the floor into our plank position again. And we're this time going to bring our bum into the air. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do that over and over again until you want to scream at me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. So it's here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Get a little bounce going. Keep that core tight. Hands below the shoulders. Small movement of the feet. Soft knees. Keep going. If that's difficult or you aren't used to being on the floor, do it from here. Straight back, soft knees. And then eventually you'll get to a point where that's easy. So then you go to a lower surface. 1, 2. Like a chair. And eventually you're back here on the floor, working away. Another 5 seconds, guys. Come on. 3, 2, and 10. Grab your weight. So we do our shoulder press. When you're ready, position. Knees, pelvis, chest. From the floor up, get yourself in your safe position. Soft knees, pelvis tilted, shoulders back, core engaged, hands up, elbows forward. Let's go. Come on. Breathe out as you push up. Now, you might find that this second round the weight feels a wee bit heavier. Bend the knees, push up through, bend, watch from the side. So it becomes a thrust, hold, up. And remember, you can always split your stance if your back's doing too much work. whichever way you're doing it. Keep going. A few more reps. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And you've done it. Well done. Carefully set that weight down. And let's go to the floor for our bicycle crunch to finish off our workout. 3, 2, 1. Starting here. Elbow to the ceiling. Leg extends the opposite side. Do it slow. As little movement as possible on the back and on the trunk here. You're not going side. Some people do this where they're going side to side. No, you're moving your levers here. Your levers are your limbs really. Up and down. Elbow to the ceiling, leg out. Advance it by straightening that leg completely if you're able to. But your elbow goes towards the ceiling and you're crunching everything in the middle. 3, 2, 1, and time. Well done. Let's bring it up onto our feet. Grab a drink. And walk it out. Well done. So, good stuff. Good yawn this morning. Oh God, it's warm. So now you've done that, as I said already, if you really want to do that again, when you're watching this back, replay it a second time. Do it 3 rounds instead of 2. 2 is plenty. It's quite a long workout, and especially if you're going to join us for the rest of the week and jump into the core cardio and core and the Strong Nation, this is plenty, trust me. So, any questions, drop them into the comments below. When you're doing this now, let's kind of walk around the kitchen, walk around whatever room you're in, bob and weave. Let's bring the heart rate back down before we start to cool down and stretch. So you don't ever want to stop exercising suddenly. If you do, all sorts of things happen in the body and it leads to dizzy head, lightheadedness, nausea sometimes as well because everything stops too suddenly. So we always walk it out at the end and we bring our heart rate back down. So in the same way that we warm up to tell the body that it's ready to exercise, we cool down to tell the body that it's done. So when your heart rate's back to where it kind of should be, or where it feels comfortable, we'll stretch it out. So we're going to start now with nice big hand movements. Hands go up behind and down. So you're doing the same movement that we did in the warm-up. And your shoulders should be nice and loose now. And let's change direction and go forward. Keep that core tight during all these movements. Soft knees. Starting here, I want you to bring your shoulders up to your ears and then down the back. From the side it looks like this. Up and back. 2 more. Nice work for the shoulders. We're going to bring the arms across and stretch here. Deep breaths, core tight, pelvis strong and knees are soft. Switch it over again. Well done. Push your hands up into the air. Keep that core tight. The arms out to the side and push them back ever so slightly. Let's just hold that there for a second. And we're going to put our hands behind our back and stretch it low. We're going to go to the floor now, onto your mat, and we're just going to do a little bit of hip and knee and thigh stretching here, okay? So, you're going to go down onto your back, bring feet and knees together, bring the knees in and hold them. Bring the head up slightly, and you can rock just ever so slightly from side to side and allow the floor to roll out the lower back. Well done. Hold on to that left knee and extend the right heel. Now again, here is where, if your back arches, do it here instead. You're still stretching. Switch sides. So I can go here, or if I have the strength, I can go here. Now, feet and knees onto the floor together. I want you to let your knees fall to one side, and you can let your hands go to the other side. Be careful with this stretch. If you're having soreness in your thighs or your hips, put the top leg up up a little bit and let that stretch deepen. Always being careful in these moves. Carefully now bring it back to center, use your core, and let everything fall to the other side. Deep breaths. Carefully bring it back to center. I want you to put your right ankle onto your left knee. Put your hand through and pull that leg back, and you'll find that on the back of this leg, and then push your heel towards the ceiling to stretch the calf and hamstring. Deep breaths. Carefully switching it out. Always keep that core engaged during your stretches, guys. That's how you keep yourself safe. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And bring it down. Bring it onto your front or onto your side. You're going to pull the foot towards the bum. So here now, to get a deeper stretch into the thigh, push the pelvis into the floor and you will feel that immediately. And switch sides. If you can't do it on your front, you can just simply do it on your side or here. And again, we're keeping the pelvis pushed forward and squeezing the glute. And then we're going to go to the front. We're using hands, we push up. And we go back onto your knees. And just to stretch out the knees, go back onto your hands, push that pelvis up. Hold it here. And down. Bring it back up onto your feet. Step back. Down. And fold. Once more. Down. Back. And hold. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're as sweaty as I am. Questions in the comments and I'll talk to you later. Thanks everybody.